The instrument that someone chooses to record first will be different for every person. For me, it's always the drums, which is why I'm going to show you cycle recording prior to linear recording. To do a cycle record, you do need to set your left and right locators, which I'm going to do not at the very first measure, but rather at measure 3, because there may be some things that I want to add prior to when the ensemble really kicks in at measure 3, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of breathing room. So I'm going to hold down the Control key on Windows or the Option key on a Mac. I'm going to move to the top half of the timeline and then click at measure 3. And because snap is on, it's going to snap right to bar number 3. Then I'm going to go all the way through measure 6 to the beginning of measure 7, and I'm going to hold down the Alt key for Windows or the Command key for Mac and click there. That will move my right locator to the very end of measure 6. But you'll see the area between the left and right locators is currently grayed out because I don't have the cycle enabled. Let me show you why I record drums in a cycle. And I'm going to refer you back to the keypad transport controls because that's what I'm going to be using. So you won't see me going to the transport bar to press record, play, cycle, enable, and disable, and so forth. Instead, I'm going to use the keypad on my full-sized computer keyboard to do that because that's a lot faster. So I want the recording to start at measure 3. So I'm going to type the 1 key on my numeric keypad to move my playback position to measure 3. Then I'll hit the record button and I will try and record all the drums all at once. Well, and I'm just not doing a good job. If I listen back to that, it's just kind of falling apart right off the bat. So that's why cycle recording can really make drums sound more natural. So I'm going to undo that recording, and instead I'm going to record the kick drum and the snare drum in one pass. Then when it cycles around again, I'm going to record the cymbals. So I'm going to enable the cycle either by coming down to the transport bar and hitting the activate cycle button right here, or use the / key on my numeric keypad, which is faster. And then I'm going to hit the record button, and I'll record the kick and snare separately. So now I've got the bass and the snare recorded, but now I'm going to have it cycle around one more time, and I'll record all the cymbals. So now every time it goes around through that cycle, I'm able to add more instruments to that event. And if I were to play some more notes right now, it would add those as long as I stay in record. And then as soon as I hit stop, watch how the event looks on the display. You'll see that all of the data is contained within one event. I can see the hi-hat, the bass drum, and the snare, and so forth. That's also represented down here in the editor. I'm going to move the velocity window out of the way here. So you can see that all of that data during that one cycle was recorded inside of one event. And next I'll show you what happens if you record multiple cycles.